Hey guys, I'm Robert,
And I'm Henry.
and you know what? Let's talk.
Let's talk. I want to talk about what I've been going through. Uh, my divorce has just been finalized today, actually yesterday. And, I thought I'd be more emotional about it, but I'm just numb, you know, just numb. I don't have any feelings. Uh, I don't have resentment. Uh, I'm just, I'm just numb. It's been a long journey, and there've been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of anxiety, uh, you know, things I could have wished had turned out differently. But it, things happen for reasons, and this is a restart for me, and I'm looking forward to it in a lot of ways. I couldn't say that 6 months ago, but now I'm very positive, and I'm energized by it. And I was, I didn't sleep that well last night because I started thinking about things. But you have the pros and cons of stuff, right? And you lay it out there on that scale, right? And right now, it's absolutely super pro. You so many possibilities, so many different possible outcomes are out there for me. I'm starting a new job soon. Uh, I'm a lot more focused. Uh, I'm getting in the best shape of my life. Uh, I'm mentally sharper, physically so much better than I was 6 months ago, even a year ago, uh, when this whole process started, almost a year and a half ago. And
And to add to this is we are friends, and you know, I've been through different variations of separation, and when I met Henry, he was going through a lot of this. But I have to admire Henry because he had a very thick skin. He's never gone through anything like this before. He never had a friend like myself who was actually a little bit too blunt.
tough love, and
Really tough love. I said some things that
it's important.
probably most
You
people
know?
would be very offended by, but it's true. And sometimes the truth really hurts. And I've been through so much of this crap that, I don't have time to baby. I don't have time to play tiddlywinks. It's
And
done. It's done. Take your shit and get out.
it's been helpful. You know, uh, people. I'm sure a lot of my friends are sick of me calling. Months ago. And rehashing my story over and over again. I'd be sick of me. And I go, oh no, it's not him again. I've heard this for the umpteenth time, and I just want to hang up. But now when I talk to them, I'm grateful because they listen. I'm thankful because they were there for me, and and they understand. So some people can bounce back in a couple months. It takes some people a couple years. I'm in the other group. It's taken me close to almost 2 years, but I'm so much better now than I obviously was when this whole thing started. And I want to say to you, if you're going through something similar, uh, look inward, not outward. Uh, uh, look to yourself. Set up a routine and believe in yourself because the sun will rise, a new day will come, and you will survive. It seems like the end of the world, but it's not. It's not the end of the world. It's a fresh start. You know, and whether for me, I'm the one that didn't want this, right? But now that I've been through it, through the fire, so to speak, I feel stronger. I feel more focused. Uh, I'm looking forward to new adventures, to a better life. You know, so try and focus on yourself. Set up a routine. Get in the best shape of your life. Get your financial house in order. Uh,
But
you know,
to clarify for everybody, though, this is not the final stage. What process puts you in the mood that you're in currently?
you know.
What
Well,
stage are we at?
I just got the the official decree. So I'm completely free and clear now. The next step is dealing with other assets. The way that the Delaware works is you get divorced first, and then you deal with all of your community property and other assets. So that's the next step. But you know what I'm feeling and what I want to tell you all is that you will survive. You know, and thank your friends. And I'm sure that if you've been talking to them about your situation, uh, you know they understand. But also they I know some of my friends are getting tired of hearing me rehash it over and over again. You know what I mean? So just try and focus on yourself now. You're the most important thing, right? Of course, if you have kids, you have to you know have them be part of your life, and of course focus on them, as well. But you know, you are the most important thing now. You yourself, not anybody else. Of course, your child, your children are included, but you know, remake yourself. You have a second chance now to start over and be a better person and not make the same mistakes that you did before. We learn hindsight is 2020, and we go back and what if I had done this or what if I had done that or whatever. Things happen for reasons. And as much as I was upset, maybe this was the right timing for me. And it took me a while to get to where I am. And he helped me a lot, and I'll always be appreciative and grateful for Robert and for some of my many other friends who listened too and were incredibly helpful and gave me strength, and said, "Hang in there, you're going to make it."
And for the record, I was one of them who I purposely didn't answer his phone call maybe twice.
Yeah,
But people have to
sick of
understand
me.
I'm not sick of him. I'm an empath. So if I have a wonderful day, he calls me with that heavy emotional duress, that ruins my day or it brings me down. Not because of that I'm angry with him or anything, it's because I'm an empath. I assume some of those emotions and it brings me down. But for the most part, I never, when you wanted to talk, we talked,
We
coffee
did.
shop, phone,
Yeah.
whatever. And if you were rehashing some stuff that I thought was, for lack of a better term, BS, I just gave him some tough love because he'll get through it. And I also was wanting to give him some tough love because different divorces, different situations, scenarios. When someone says that they want a divorce, it's really tough for the person to hear that if they're still attached, if there's something there. And the way that it all went down, which will come out later in future shows in terms of relationships, marriages, so on and so forth. But he was left.
Yes.
So
I
there's
didn't want this.
unique circumstances.
I didn't want
He
this.
did not want this.
I wanted
And
to. I wanted to work again. I wanted another chance.
and I didn't want to get into too many details about it until he's ready. But Henry,
So I'm I'm in a better place now, and I'm still rebuilding. I'm still going forward. I'm still dealing with things, but I don't have resentment anymore. I'm not bitter about it. I don't think I was. I was anxious about it more so than bitter about it. And when I look back, who I'm sad for. I'm sad for her. Uh, you know, when people do these things, it has something to do with them, their lack of respect for themselves, their lack of self love, their lack of of caring and and pretending, and that's something that she has to deal with, not me. I'm just focusing on how I can be a better person, be a more empathic person, a kinder, gentler person, a more understanding person. And I think I have learned a lot on this journey, and it's still going. Right? It's still going, still learning, still. it's 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 a long journey, and it's the rest of our lives when you think about it, right? Right. The pleasure is in the journey, right? You say to yourself, well, what's the destination? Well, it's the destination's along the road, right? They're, you don't put off things for later. Try and do them now, because you put something off for too long, you wake up one day and you're too old, right? So to do the things you've been planning on doing, and if you're in a situation like me, do it now.
So basically,
take that trip.
Henry is trying to say, even at the stage in his life, that's not the end.
Not the end. It's a new beginning.
It's a new beginning. Take the lessons you've learned from this journey that has come to an end and apply them in your next one.
That's right.
And learn what you may have done wrong, because it does take two to tango. But guess what? We don't know, because she's never had a conversation of transparency to tell Henry, to give him the courtesy of closure and say, this is why it wasn't working. This is what I've done. I'm seeing this one. He never got that. And so
and you may never get it.
And he may never get it.
You may never get closure either in your situation, right? But don't look for that.
No.
And don't obsess over it.
You have to be protective of your emotions. You just move on and live your life. The only way closure will come is if the person who was in the wrong grows up and has a conscience and has integrity. And unfortunately, in this situation,
it seems that both of those are missing.
And a lot more.
But thank you for listening. And again, believe in yourself. The sun will rise. Tomorrow will come. And focus on yourself. And if you're in my situation, hey, this happened to you. You didn't ask for it, right? So focus on your well-being. That's the most important part. Your mental health, your physical health, right? Those are the most important things. Materialistic things, they come and go. But your physical health, your mental health, those are precious. Those are treasures you want to hold on to for the rest of your life. So thank you for listening. Thanks.
So guys, everybody, this is our installation of Let's Talk. Henry and I have come to the conclusion many times we have amazing conversations, candid conversations, deep conversations, controversial conversations. If I'm ignorant to something and I'm adamant, then he gets adamant, we clear it up. But this is our opportunity to talk, because everybody has something on their mind. And this is what we wanted to promote. That's right. To have healthy, open communication and to be able to express yourself in a judgment-free zone, and where you won't.
We're here to help.
We're here to help.
Not judge you.
Not judge anyone. And even though I'm very judgy, I'll do my best not to judge. But this is our installment of Let's Talk.
No tough love for some of these.
With Henry and myself, Robert, and we're just two guys. And we'll be doing this frequently, so please tune in. If you subscribe, please send us a message if you have a question, if you'd like to talk, or if you have a topic that you want us to talk about.
Be happy to discuss.
We'd be happy to discuss it. Just be ready for very candid and open and some tough love.
We're here to help you.
We're here to help. We're here to help. All right, guys. Thank you. I thought that was pretty cool because